Hello, I'm going to show you how to make a bottle lamp. Today I'll be using a Buckfast bottle. This is based on my experience, having made a couple of hundred of these. First thing we'll be doing is drilling the bottle. In my experience, I wouldn't use these ones which are advertised as tri-shank universal drill bits. I've chipped a few bottles with these. Similarly, these which are advertised as carbide tipped, suitable for glass. I found I was chipping bottles with those too. The ones I would use are these which are diamond tipped, more of like a hole saw. In my experience, these are the best. Another lesson I've learned is make sure that before you start drilling, you wet the drill bit. So I'm going to drill the bottle now. As I said, you need to wet your drill bit. So I dip it in this bucket of water. I've taped the bottle here, because when you start it's going to skid around a wee bit, and this minimises the damage that gets done to the bottle. You go in at an angle here, just to get it started. Don't lean too heavy. Once you've got it started, straighten up and just rotate it a little bit. Obviously be careful when you're using a drill bit. As you can see, I've got it held in place here so that I'm not holding it and injuring myself. So the next phase will be drilling the lid so that you can fit your lamp holder. Again, lessons I've learned in doing these are your typical drill bits for drilling metal. I wouldn't recommend these. They tend to just pull the lid apart rather than drill a clean hole. So I've started using these ones. It's like a cone drill bit. Using the other ones, I was using various different sizes of drill bits to try and minimise the damage, which was obviously time consuming. But obviously with these, it does it in stages anyway, so these are ideal. I'm going to drill the lid using this cone bit. As I said, just beware if you get a different cone bit. This goes up to 12mm, which is exactly what I need. But if you get one that's bigger than that, then you would need to stop at the correct bit. So you just find the centre of your drill bit, your lid, sorry, and just drill as so. That goes through, no bother. As you can see, that's a nice cut. I need to take the white bit out the back. But if you could compare it to this, you can see that's very frayed using the other drill bit. So next we'll be washing the bottle. When I first started washing these, just using normal water, there was minerals kind of dried in the inside, which was a pain. Kind of washing it constantly, waiting for hours for it to dry, and then I having to wash it again because of these minerals. So if you can use filtered water, ideal. But I realise not everyone can, so mix a bit of vinegar with your water to break it down. Then put some bicarbonate of soda in the bottle as well before you rinse it out. Give it a good shake. And these brushes are brilliant. Get them off Amazon. They get right down to the bottom where you'll have some shrapnel from your drilling and that. They're ideal, to be fair. So I highly recommend these. Next, put the lamp holder onto the lid. So you slide the back nut through like so. Then you get the brass lamp holder. The size matches 1/2 inch to the back nut. Tighten it up, kind of hand tight. Then another trick I've learned, if you put it actually on the bottle and screw it on, the rim of the bottle will hold the back nut, so you can give it a right good turn and get it really tight. Next up we'll be wiring the plug. So I've got a 3-core 0.75mm flex here. These wire strippers are ideal for stripping it, like so. Saves ages messing about trying to do it with snips. As you can see from the plug here, it actually tells you what goes where, as most standard plug tops do. So I'll strip these to length and get that connected. So once your bottle's been washed and dried out, you want to put one of these wee snap bushings in. Yeah, that was a 10mm hole that drilled. These are 10mm, just the ideal size for 3/4 0.75mm cable. That's one I put in earlier. Also put a wee bit of glue in it, just to hold it more secure, even though it has got wee kind of wings that hold it in also. And you just want to feed your cable in, like so. The Buckfast bottles are actually not too bad. Some other bottles are a nightmare. They've got shoulders and stuff that they get stuck on, but these ones go in quite easily. And then you want to get your lamp holder. So you've got two rings here. First ring is for a lampshade to go on, so you would take that off, put your lampshade on and tighten it on. Second ring splits it so you can get into the terminals. You just take that there, take this off, and you slide that over your cable, sorry, like so, all the way down, then just screw. So now I've got the cable stripped back for the lamp holder. Should maybe have said before, but your brown here is your live, your blue is your neutral, and your green and yellow is your earth. And your lamp holder, it doesn't really matter what one goes where, because your light bulb isn't what they call polarity sensitive. But most things electrically need to be connected up in the right polarity, including your plug. So this just goes in here like so. And take my Vera screwdriver, tighten it up. These screwdrivers are brilliant, by the way. You can change the blades over, so you don't need to actually change the screwdriver. Saves a lot of hassle and a lot of lost screwdrivers. Put your neutral in here, tighten it up as so. And once I've got the cable fed back in, show you how the earth connects. I'm not going to lie, it's quite awkward. You've also got these wee kind of wings here. That's for like cable retention. So you want to wrap your cables around these so that if your cable gets pulled, it doesn't pull the terminations out. That'll protect it. So you just kind of form it by bending it back like so, and then fold it forward like so. And that's a wee bit awkward as well, but you push that into here, and there we go. If you can see, that's hooked round there, so when you pull it, you're pulling against it rather than the termination. So to terminate the earth, you want to loosen the wee grub screw here, which is the same with any termination, before you put your cable in, just so that it's open basically. It'll take your cable. See, just don't want to do it too much, or else the grub screw comes right out and they're a nightmare to find once you drop them. So as I said, this is a bit awkward. You'll help yourself if you leave plenty of length on your cable cores. Again, you don't want to leave too much length because you've got to be able to close it up again. So bend it down. So again, you just want to pull it back a bit, slide it in here, and then you'll see it come out the other side, like so. And you don't want it hanging out, you want to make sure you're catching the copper, and then just tighten up this wee grub screw. That's your lamp holder earthed. Now we want to pull the cable out a wee bit more, pull it into the bottle, and I like to just give it a twist so your terminations are the opposite side from your earth. That also loses a wee bit of the earth cable inside, and then it can be a wee bit awkward again to pull this right down. There we go, you can see that the threads start here, so your wee switch there isn't impeding them. That's it now, and just tighten it as much as you can, and then just tighten this back down so you don't lose it. The last thing I like to do, just to make it look nice, put a wee bit of glue here. Then pull your seal back up into place. Sorry, pull it up. Then if you hold that for about 20 seconds, that should dry and just stay in place there. Give it a wee test, make sure it's working. Switch that off before we plug in. Put our lamp in, down and twist. Switch it on, and then it's also got a wee switch here. There we go. Switch it on and off. That's it, done.